Today we're going to learn how to divide polynomials. We're going to learn how to divide two different ways, both long division and synthetically. Your new vocabulary word is synthetic division. So polynomial long division is a method for dividing a polynomial by another polynomial as long as the second polynomial is a lower degree. Just like with numbers, you can only divide by a smaller number unless you want decimals for answers, which we can't do with polynomials. So we're going to divide a polynomial by a polynomial of a lower degree. Long division. So we have a divisor, a quotient, a dividend, and a remainder. If you remember, 277 divided by 12. You divide, 12 goes into 27 twice, 2 times 12 is 24, subtract 3, 12 goes into 37 3 times 12 is 36, subtract and you have a remainder. That's your elementary division lesson for the day. Now, divide using long division. We have a polynomial divided by a polynomial of a lower degree. You see this one is a degree of 3 and this one is a degree of 1. So what we have to do is reorder this in standard form, our highest order, to our lowest order. And when you're missing one, there is no y to the first power in this polynomial. You have to put in a placeholder. Okay, so just put a 0 y. Then you actually do your division. And I look at, okay, how many times does y go into 2y to the third power? It goes in 2y to the second power because then we multiply. 2y to the second power times y is 2y to the third power. 2y to the second power times negative 3 is negative 6y to the second power. I put some parentheses in and I subtract. 2y to the third minus 2y to the third is 0. Negative y squared minus a negative 6y squared. Negative negative is positive, gives me 5y squared. Then I repeat the process. Y goes into 5y squared, 5y times, multiply, multiply, put some parentheses and subtract. Okay, we get 0, 0y minus a negative, which is plus 15y. And you do it one more time. How many times does y go into 15y? 15 times. Multiply, multiply, and subtract. So that's my remainder. Now, how do you write your answer? What you have up here is written first, plus your remainder, which is 70 over the divisor. Let's try it again. Okay, polynomial divided by a smaller polynomial. Write the smaller one outside, the bigger one. We have all of our powers here, so we don't have to do add any placeholders. How many times does 3x go into 15x squared? 5 times. Multiply, multiply, subtract. Okay, how many times does 3x go into 3x? 1 time. Multiply, multiply, subtract. My remainder is negative 13. So we get 5x plus 1 minus 13 over 3x plus 1. Okay, synthetic division I think is a lot more a lot easier, and less chances to make mistakes, and it's sort of fun. Synthetic division is a shorthand method of dividing a polynomial by a linear binomial. So it's only divisible by linear means it's x to the first power. So you're dividing a polynomial by a linear binomial using only the coefficients. Polynomial must be written in standard form using 0 as a coefficient for any missing terms. We need a placeholder, just like in the long division. The divisor must be in the form x minus a, which we're going to take the divisor and solve for x to get what we're going to divide by. I'll explain. 2x squared plus 7x plus 9 divided by x plus 2. This is in that form x minus a, where you take and solve for x. So a a is -2, and that goes right there. This is how you set it up. So your divisor goes right there, coefficients in red, and then we do our synthetic division. First thing I'm going to do is write the 2 there, all of the coefficients. I'm going to draw a black line, and I'm going to take the 2 down. So we do -2 times 2 equals -4. Add these together, you get 3. -2 times 3 is -6. Add these together, you get 3. 3 is your remainder. Now we have 2 more coefficients. If this problem starts with an x squared, our answer is an x, because we divided by 1x. So x squared divided by x gives you x as an answer. So we get 2x plus 3 plus your remainder over your divisor. It'll take 1 or 2 times practice to get the hang of it. Okay, let's try another one. This polynomial divided by this one, this is in the form x minus a, where we solve, we get x equals 1/3, and that 1/3 goes right there in your box. Write your coefficients down, 3, 9, and -2, and start multiplying and adding. So the 3 gets brought down first, every time. 1/3 times 3 is 1, 9 plus 1 is 10. 1/3 times 10 is 10/3. -2 plus 10/3, which I wrote as -6/3, plus 10/3 is 4/3. So if our problem started out with x squared, our answer is going to be an x. 3x plus 10 plus 4/3 over your divisor. Try one more. Polynomial, divide by a polynomial, take this and solve for x, and that -2 goes right there. Write your coefficients down, 3, -1, I don't have an x squared, so I need a placeholder. 5 and -1. Draw a line, drop your first coefficient down. -2 times 3, -6, add. -2 times -7 is 14, add. I'm sorry, -2 times -7 is positive 14, add. -2 times 14 is -28, add. -2 times -23 is positive 46, add. We have a remainder. So if our problem started out with power to the 4th, our answer is going to be power to the 3rd. 3x squared minus, 3x cubed minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 23 plus 45 over this as an answer. Okay, we'll practice some more tomorrow. Good work today.